Hey guys, back again for another video. I want to thank anybody that watched, commented, liked, any of that kind of stuff. A little overwhelmed, that's the word I'm looking for. That people watched it, liked it, and commented. That's pretty damn cool if you ask me. If I don't respond or anything, I appreciate it. I do work 6 days a week, so I don't always have time to respond, but when I do, I will. Somebody asked, I'll apologize ahead of time if I don't remember names or anything. I'll get them eventually. I'm not the best with names, but somebody asked if my frame was new or cleaned up. But this is what I used here. It's not made for cleaning frames, but it worked pretty good. I just kept hitting it with you see it's a little chipped up there, but just kept hitting it with the flat wheel to keep it a little sharp. Put it right up against the frame and just tapped along with a hammer lightly, and the stuff just kind of peeled off. You know, 50 years of, I think the tranny was leaking for probably a good 20 years, but that did a really good job. And then the frame's just spray bombed for right now. I don't know if it's going to stay that way or not. This is my first frame off. I've done a lot of work in the past, but this is my first full-on frame off on a car. Got my axle back underneath, minus the pinion gear, of course, so I could roll it in and out of the garage. But rigged up a little Schrader valve, I guess that is, on here so I could air my airbags up and let them down, make sure the suspension moved good and everything. But don't be jealous of these big meats under this thing. And these things are going to make it fly, aren't they? Look at that. They're probably good for another 25-30,000 miles at least. That peeling off, that just lighter weight makes it go faster. Again, on the comments and everything, it's nice. Kind of motivates me to get out here. I just do stuff as I can afford it. You know, I think most of you guys out there have families, so you understand about that. Most of the guys I know aren't into cars, and those that are wondering why I don't pull a fuel-injected small block Chevy, or they just know the small block Chevy 9-inch terms, which, you know, I don't want to knock that stuff. I don't want to say I don't want to use it, but that's just not what I want to do. My pinion gear broke, which is, that's fine. I mean, I don't have the money to replace it right now, but I plan on going through the whole thing and putting new bearings in it anyway. They'd never been replaced since it was new from the factory. But this is a Dana 44. It's plenty strong enough to handle this big bad Y block that I'm using as a hat holder right now. So 292. Not much is going to be done to it. Just plan on getting finding a nice little four barrel intake, some headers. Got a little bit warmer cam, but you know, we're still only talking about 200 horsepower, so kind of going for the tranny, and everything's down here in the boneyard, I guess it would be. But sticking with the 3 on the tree. It's not going to have power brakes. It's not going to have power steering. Everything is brand new in the steering, all the bushings, all the bearings, all that kind of stuff. So it'll still drive. It'll drive all right. My daughters, I have 3 of them. They all plan on driving this to school when it's time, and I figure if they could drive something with no power steering, no power brakes, and 3 on the tree, they could drive damn near anything. The bodywork was done, I don't, man, I'm trying even to think, probably 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Needs to be gone, all the old Bondo stripped out and everything. But it's done by my uncle. He lives in Utah now, but he's a damn good body man. He did most of the stuff just in a little while. He's done it most of his life. But I am in California, Northern California. That's where I live. So fortunately, there's no real rust or anything. I got one little spot down here in the cab corner. I think you can see it there, that I need to get it and replace. Never done it before, but it's my truck. You're not gonna be able to do it if you don't learn, if you don't do it. Well, the other side looks pretty good. So anyway, show a little Thursday, since all the people on the internets like to do throwback Thursdays. Anybody's into high power motors. There's the get that glare out. There you go. No glare. That's was originally an LS7. There's me standing by it. That was probably, I don't know, close to 20 years ago. Well, 20 years and 100 pounds on me ago. But straight out of the box, that car is a 57 Chevy. All it had was a fiberglass front end, had a stock boxed frame, and Camaro front clip with just the A-arms and everything. It weighed 3,800 pounds. It was heavy. But there's some of our times. That was our first day straight off the trailer. We honestly didn't know crap about air pressure, hadn't tuned the carburetors, hadn't put nitrous on it, nothing like that. By the time we were done, it ran, oh, I can't remember what the exact time was, but it was upper nines, which, you know, for a 3,800 pound car isn't too bad. It was pretty cool. My dad and I built that when I was in high school. There's my other truck I had forever. I love to hate that thing. But I'm beginning to see a pattern. Here's a pinion gear out of that blue truck I just showed you. That's what happens when you put a hot small block in with a strong shift kit in your tranny and big tire. Something's going to give somewhere. And that was it. But I think I'm rambling here. Anyway, thanks again to anyone that commented or subscribed or liked or whatever. I really appreciate it. I saw one of the guys, I can't, again with the names, I'll figure it out eventually, had something about his paperweights, his broken parts, and I kind of do the same thing. This was out of my old Buell. Threw a rod in it. Oops, it's a nice picture of my arm. But then you saw that pinion over there. And I got my other pinion over here that I haven't taken apart yet because I'm keeping the shims on it so I know where they went. And then actually one guy, I think it was Greg Porter, if I'm not mistaken, talked about a list when you're doing a hot rod or a project or anything like that. And that's what I got here. I think I bought it for 99 cents when the school stuff was on sale. But keep all my, because sometimes I'm not home when I get ideas, sometimes I'm at work. I spend a few nights a week out of town. So I always take this with me because a lot of times my ideas come to my head when I'm not in the garage and I don't have anything to write on, or I write it and forget it on a hotel pad. But this is for my airbags. Just toolbox that I had for my truck. I originally built this thing here. I don't think I can get it out with one hand, but I built that cradle that was going to go down underneath here. It was going to sit nice right here. My whole goal of doing the airbags was I didn't want to notch the bed or raise the bed up or anything. That was kind of dictating how low I would go. And so I built that thing, man. It sat in there slick. My solenoids and everything attached to the back of my cross member here through these bolts. And man, I tell you what, it looked awesome. And then started thinking some more and measuring, and I figured out that the back of the thing, which was right around in here, would hit a speed bump or a curb every time I went down it if I forgot to air up my airbags all the way. And so back to the old drawing board, as Marvin the Martian says. So we got this now, which is actually, I think it's going to be better. I got my tank in here. This is just mocked up right now. I got my compressor fits in here. I got to get a different T, but I'm going to mount this female end right here. So if I got to fill up a tire or something, I can plug into it, and then I'll keep this in there So if for some reason my compressor quits on me, I can fill my tank up at a gas station or something if I need to, which, you know, kind of one of those planning for failure type deals. But I'm gonna cut a hole in the back here and put a little fan on it, little radiator fan or transmission cooler fan that it'll click on the same time as the compressor, so I could keep this box cool. Like I said, I'm in Northern California. It tends to get hot here during the summer, and I'll drill some holes in the side over here, put, you know, some kind of something there. But anyway, let's holy crap, 11 minutes. Anyway, thank you again. I appreciate it, and everybody have a good day.